Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scout Sports 101 Holy Lake Games postgame show and Sunday Night Football update show. And I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to do a pregame show today. And I know I had said I was going to have my really good friend Matt Murphy on, but for reasons I did not have my equipment there. The only thing I had was my computer. I didn't have my webcam, so I could not do it. I do apologize, but I will have my really good friend Matt Murphy back on at a later date. But we'll go over all of today's Browns game and all of today's action, and we'll reflect on today's disappointing loss, another one for the Browns. And but first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Week 7 trivia question, NFL trivia question. It is a Browns trivia question. Nicknamed the Wizard of Oz, which former Brown was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1999? I will have the answer later in the podcast. As Deshaun Watson tucked the ball under his arm and collapsed without being touched, some Browns fans cheered, but for all the wrong reasons. Cleveland's a polarizing quarterback who has divided the team's fan base since his arrival 2 years ago, suffered an apparent season-ending Achilles tendon injury on Sunday in the first half of a 21-14 loss to the Cincinnati Bengals today. It's yet another startling twist in Watson's tenure with the Browns, who believed they were getting a franchise quarterback when they signed him to a fully guaranteed $230 million contract in 2022. But now everything is uncertain. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski, who has stuck with Watson this season despite his uneven play, didn't officially rule out the QB for the remainder of the season, but all signs point to the 29-year-old for the rest of the year. That's what it looks like, Stefanski said. Watson's line crumpled on a non-contact play as he dropped back to pass with a minute 26 before halftime as he planted. Watson's cap appeared to quiver before he gave himself up to and dropped to the turf. The embattled Watson, whose 2+ seasons with Cleveland have been marked by off-field problems, injuries, and poor play, covered his head with a towel, and he was carted off the field while he was down. The Browns and Bengals left their sidelines to surround him and offer support. Initially, some boos could be heard before fans realized the severity of Watson's injury. Browns star defensive end Myles Garrett was disgusted that some fans cheered when Watson went down. Whether it's an opponent that goes down or one of our own, we don't boo, Garrett said. We should be ashamed of ourselves as fans to boo anyone and their downfall could be a season-ending career-altering injury. The man is not perfect. He doesn't need to be none of us. He doesn't need to be. None of us are expected to be perfect. Can't judge him for what he has or what he does off the field or on the field because I can't throw stones from my glass house. But we need to do better. Joe Burrow threw for 2 touchdown passes in the third quarter as the Bengals went to 3-4, ended a 6-game losing streak at Cleveland. While he has played well against every team in the NFL, Burrow had struggled against the Browns, coming in 1-5 overall and 0-3 on the road. Burrow connected with Jamar Chase for an 18-yard touchdown, and 6 minutes later he found T. Higgins for a 25-yard score. He completed 15 of 25 passes for 181 yards. Big win, Burrow said, but it's just one. We're now 3-4. Great teams find ways to win, and I think we've got a chance to be a great team. We're not there yet. Watson has been controversial since the Browns, who now have fallen to 1-6, traded 3 first-round draft picks to Houston for him. He was suspended for the first 11 games in 2022 for violating the league's personal conduct policy after 24 women accused him of sexual assault during these massage therapy sessions, excuse me. Watson made 6 starts and showed flashes of his Pro Bowl days with the Texans last year before suffering a season-ending injury. 29-year-old has poorly played most of the season, but the Browns stuck with him. Before he got hurt, Watson was 15 of 17 for 128 yards. He was replaced by Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who moved ahead of Jameis Winston on the depth chart this week. Thompson-Robinson finished 11 of 24 for 82 yards and 2 interceptions before leaving with a finger injury. Winston played the final 343 and threw a TD pass to David Njoku and a 2-point conversion to Cedric Tillman. Like Garrett, Winston was appalled by the fans' behavior. I'm upset with the reaction to a man that has the world against him for the past 4 years, Winston said. He put his body and life on the line for this city every single day, regardless of your perception, regardless of what you thought should happen with him. He committed every single day that I have been here to the best that he can be for this team. Charlie Jones returned the opening kickoff for 100 yards for a touchdown for the Bengals, who have won 3 of 4 after a 3-game slide to start the season. Watson's injury came as the Browns welcomed running back Nick Chubb, who suffered a season-ending injury in Week 2 last season and ran for a 1-yard touchdown just after Watson went out. Chubb received thunderous ovation when he sprinted from the tunnel during pregame introductions. The roar came seconds after the struggling Watson was booed before Cleveland's first home game in 3 weeks. I am so happy for him to get a touchdown his first game back, and I know how much the fans love him, Winston said. I heard those chub, and we need more of that. The Bengals were up 7-0 before Burrow even touched the ball. Excuse me for just a moment. Jones caught the opening kick as his goal line found a seam at Cleveland's 25, made a cut to the right and was gone. He nearly got caught at the 10-yard line, but kept his speed, stayed in bounds, and tumbled into the end zone. It was the only third kick return of his career, and he took a punt back 81 yards for a TD last season as a rookie against Baltimore. And the Bengals safety Geno Stone was Jones TD was the longest return this season, and the third one since the new kickoff rule was implemented this season. Bengals safety Geno Stone was taken off on a cart with a leg injury late in the fourth quarter. Stone was put in an air cast after he was accidentally hit by a teammate Von Bell. Coach Zach Taylor said Stone's injury wasn't as serious as it appeared. Left tackle Orlando Brown wasn't as serious. Orlando Brown went out in the second quarter, with a right knee injury and didn't return. Brown Stefanski confirmed Thompson-Robinson's injury was to his throwing hand, but had no further update. And the Bengals play host to Philadelphia next Sunday, and the Browns play host here next Sunday when they take on the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm not getting my hopes up on that game. And this is the 7th game in a row that the Browns have not been able to score more than 18 points. And so once again, for this week, I got to give to the opposing team, the Bengals. I have to give the game balls to them. Joe Burrow, 15 of 25 attempts, carries and attempts, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. T. Higgins, 4 receptions at 82 yards, 1 touchdown. I think it's Chase Brown, 15 attempts, 44 yards. So, and yeah, Stefanski had no further update on on Thompson Robinson's injury. And we'll get to talking more about this in just a second to get to the other scores. But right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Week 7 NFL trivia question. It is a Browns one. Nick Dan, the Wizard of Oz, which former Brown was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the class of 1999. And if you said Ozzie Newsome, you are correct. Tight end Ozzie Newsome was a 1978 first-round draft pick by the Browns out of Alabama. He played 13 seasons for the Browns. When he retired, he had the franchise record, for receptions and yards. He was a third-time Pro Bowl selection and entered the Hall of Fame with the class of '99. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And and fans were pumped about Nick Chubb's return. They were so happy for him. And the Browns, as you know, the Browns traded Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills last Monday of last week for a third-round pick in 2025 and a seventh-round pick in 2026. And fans are fine with that. And with the team trading Amari Cooper away, 80% of fans were fine with it, but while 20% had hated it. And it does not surprise me or my friend Matt Murphy or anybody else. And now it's now official that the Browns will be moving to Brook Park, and they will be building a state-of-the-art stadium in Brook Park. While the team's lease at Huntington Bank Field is up in 2028, the Browns will build a state-of-the-art facility in Brook Park. And I know Mayor Justin Bibb was disappointed with it, and some fans were disappointed with it, but I feel like you can use it for a plethora of things, like Republican and National and Democratic National Convention concerts, the AFC or SC Championship game, Super Bowl, and just a Final Four and a plethora of things you can use it for. And I just really think that this is what it needs to be, because I think a change is good for this town, for the city of Cleveland, and they'll figure out something to put into that space there when the lease does expire. And the Jets and Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football are just getting underway. We'll get to that very shortly, but right now I want to go over all of today's action. First, this morning, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the New England Patriots 32-16, and I got to give the game balls to the Jaguars. And I took the Jaguars and won, and the Denver Broncos, as you know, beat New Orleans Thursday night 33-10, and I took Denver and won. My brother-in-law took the Saints and lost. He took Jaguars and won on that one. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Atlanta Falcons at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta 34-14. And that, I forgot to say, it was at Wembley Stadium in London, that Jacksonville Jaguars game and New England Patriots game. But at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Seattle beat Atlanta 34-14. I got to give Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks the game balls. I took Atlanta and lost on that one. So did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. He took the Falcons and lost. The Buffalo Bills walloped the Tennessee Titans 34-10 today at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. I took Buffalo and won. My brother-in-law took the Titans and lost. Uh, and as you know, the Browns are lost 21-14 today at Huntington Mayfield. I took the Browns. He took Cincy and won. My brother-in-law, but I lost on that one. It's another one I lost on. The Green Bay Packers came back and beat the Houston Texans. It's seesaw back and forth, but the Packers prevailed 24-22 at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. I give Jordan Love and Aaron Jones the game balls. The Indianapolis Colts can beat the Miami Dolphins at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, 16-10 today. And I got to give the game balls to the Indianapolis Colts. Joe Flacco, as you know, it's the Colts. I took the Indianapolis and won on that one. For the Green Bay game, I took Green Bay and won. And my brother-in-law, he took the Dolphins and lost, and he took the Texans and lost on that one too. The Detroit Lions came back and beat the Minnesota Vikings, who are now no longer undefeated. They fall to 5-1, and the Lions go to 5-1. They go to 31-29 today at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I took Detroit and won. My brother-in-law took the Vikings, and he lost on that one. He's taking a little bit of a bloodbath. And rounding out the early games, the Philadelphia Eagles walloped the New York Giants 28-3 today at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I took Philadelphia and won. My brother-in-law took the Giants, and he lost on that one. And now we'll do the late afternoon games. We'll get you to those. We'll do those right now. The LA Rams beat the Las Vegas Raiders at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, 20-15. I give it to Matthew Stafford and the Rams the game balls. And I took the Rams in one, and so did my brother-in-law. He took them. And the Washington Commanders Walt just manhandled the Carolina Panthers at FedEx Field today, 40-7. And I give the Commanders the game balls. I took Washington and won. My brother-in-law took the Panthers and lost. And rounding out the late afternoon games, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers 28-18 today at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. I give it to Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce the game balls, and Rashid Rice as well. And I took Kansas City and won. My brother-in-law took the Niners and lost. Right now, I am 10-2 on my picks, and my brother-in-law 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. He is 3-9, and I'm gonna recount mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I am 10-2. I was right. So my brother-in-law is 3-9, and I am 10-2. So it's looking like I'm going to win the picks again. And I get that. If I can win these other three, I will be 12-2 for the week. So I'm hoping I can do that. And right now it is the Sunday night game, the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers at Ashker Stadium in Pittsburgh. And right now the Pittsburgh Steelers lead 3-0 in the first quarter with 11:33 to go. And the Steelers tried to get into field goal range to get a touchdown. They couldn't do it. Russell Wilson pass incomplete. There was no gain. Then 4th and 5th at the New York Jets 28. Boswell's 46-yard field goal attempt is good, and it's 3-0 Pittsburgh, and that's where we stand right now. They're about to kick off, so the Jets will have the ball, and so that's where we stand. And I took Pittsburgh for that one. My brother-in-law took the Jets, and I have the Buccaneers for the Ravens for tomorrow night's game. Monday night game against the Ravens. My brother-in-law took the Buccaneers, and I took the Chargers for the other Monday night game tomorrow night. And my brother-in-law took the Cardinals. So we shall see how this prevails. And unfortunately, the Guardians' season came to an end last night as they lost to the New York Yankees in Game 5 of the ALCS, 5-2. The Yankees scored in the top of the 10th and managed to get the win. And so that ends another season of Guardians baseball. So we'll look for. Hopefully, we can get back in the playoffs next year and win a World Series. Hopefully, either next year or one of these years. So, and the Cavs will get underway this Wednesday. The NBA regular season kicks off. Cavs will play the Toronto Raptors at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. So in Toronto, Canada. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of for the Sky Sports 101 early late game sports game show, Sunday Night Football update show. And I'll be back with the Sunday Night Football post game show once the game between the Jets and Steelers has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.